Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the campus of Martinsville High School, the RTV studios here for another edition of Inside Martinsville Football. I'm your host, Eric Meyer, joined as always by Artesian head coach Brian Duggar. Big win for the Artesians coach. Congratulations, 27-10 over Perry on Friday night.
Yeah, it was a big win. Perry's is a good football team. They've got some really good athletes, and I don't know if we played our best or not, but anytime you come out with a win, you're happy.
Big win over the Perry Meridian Falcons in Mid-State Conference play. Now Martinsville will look forward to the Battle of the M coming up on Friday night on the road at Mooresville in another big Mid-State Conference matchup. We'll get to that in a moment, but let's go back to that Perry Meridian game on Friday night. You guys came out kind of like usual, business-like, move it down the field, but then all of a sudden, Perry Meridian makes some plays. You guys make some uncharacteristic mistakes, and Perry's got that game pretty close here in that second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was something we were kind of afraid of. We talked a little bit about potential trap game, and that's not to knock on Perry at all. But you just beat the #1 ranked team in the state, turn around. Our rivals the week after. It's kind of that perfect trap game scenario, and we came out hot, so it kind of felt like, hey, we're going to avoid this. We're going to do what we're supposed to do, and then kind of just hit a lull there. And some of it was us, some of it may have been some other influences in the game, but it was a sloppy game, both sides. But great teams find a way to win, and I'm proud of our boys for getting that done.
You guys were able to right the ship, if you will, and get the 27-10 victory. You mentioned we had some maybe outside influences. We don't have penalty flags flying around here, but there were a lot of them on Friday night at Ciderwoods Field. I know the Mid-State doesn't have any rules in place about what you can and can't say, but the IHSA is going to dictate it. So in your best, most politically correct, what happened there was lots of penalties, and that obviously makes it hard for you guys to be able to get in any field.
Well, I don't think there was anything, one-sided or anything. I think they were throwing flags on both teams. I think we finished with 15 penalties, and they finished with 14 penalties.
That's a lot.
And that's the key. It was a lot. It was a real choppy game. There was no flow to the game. There was no rhythm, which when that happens, it puts your offense out of rhythm. And I don't have a lot of play calls for 2nd and 44. I don't.
Why not? That's probably a good thing.
And Perry doesn't either.
Yeah.
And Perry doesn't either. And they were in the same boat. So the game got real choppy, and I felt like maybe there was too much influence on the game, which, it kind of stinks because there was a great crowd, great environment, and to just turn that into a dull fest of yellow handkerchiefs on the field kind of sits bad with me, because it was a fun night, homecoming night, and two teams that were playing really well against each other, competing. Let them play a little bit.
Let them play a little bit. And eventually did kind of things settle down a little bit, and you guys got back to work, able to score a couple of touchdowns to pull away from Perry late. But again, once again, man, you gave it to your bell cow there, Braden Shrake, and just kept handing it to him. The kid runs for almost 200 yards, a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't know how many times in my career that I've coached an offense that's thrown for 12 times in a game. So, it was hats off to Braden. I think we only had 46 offensive plays to begin with, but Braden was really good. Ran the ball hard. Offensive line got going in the late third quarter, early fourth, and we were able to just kind of get behind them and go.
When we talk about your teams, we always go to the offense first, right? Former offensive coordinator, and that's kind of what you've hung your hat on as well as offensively. But this year's ball club, and that defense is pretty tough.
Oh, they've been awesome. They really have. Nick and Devin have just been phenomenal, leading the way for our defense. We've got some guys that are growing up real quick out there, we talked about how young we were the first couple weeks, and it's exciting to watch. They see something different every week. That's the thing about the Mid-State. You don't see the same type of offense every week. You got spread one week, come back the next week it's power eye, the next week you're playing the fly sweep. You don't know it's something different every week, and they kind of battled against a hard hitting and downhill running Perry Meridian team, and I think we only gave up 100 and some yards. It was a real low number, which is awesome. That didn't happen very much, and I think the safety, obviously, we give them points up, but even the one they scored on, there was a 4th and 8 that they got on a pass on the sideline that was kind of questionable as well. If they don't get that, they may not score at all. So hats off to our defense. It's great effort, and they're playing really well.
Keep you right there for you guys to get that offense going, and once those flags kind of went away, you guys are able to get that offense going. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights, once again provided by Carl Van Dievender. And there's the guy we were talking about here, Braden Shrake.
Yeah, we saw something we liked. We knew we could attack a certain way, and we wanted to really exploit that. I think we called that play probably 10, 15 times, if not more. And come out the first drive, Jaden Thacker had 2 really big catches in the first drive, right there on 3rd and long. Good read there by Tyler, puts it in a spot where he's the only one who can get it, and Jaden goes up and makes a really good play. Here's a little RPO action for Jaden there again, gets us down to the 1-yard line, and then we let Braden Shrake finish it off there and stick it in the end zone here. Nice block there by Devin Brenner on the kick out. But that, when you're getting in a game like this against a team that you feel like you should win, to take the opening drive and go down the field and put 7 on the board is a good feeling. Nice tackle there by Trevor Hott, and a big hold there on Brandon Kent, so kind of gives us some options there. But, I thought, again, our defense was really good. They gave up some plays here and there, but for the most part, they were flying around making plays. And Nick Crone now, I think he's at 7 or 8 sacks on the year, just having a phenomenal season. And like I said, teams are having to account for him. This play right here was that's not Trevor's play to make. That's on Ben there, and Ben got bit up just a little bit, and luckily Trevor was there to help him out, and that's what they're doing. They're doing a great job of playing, complementary football with each other on the defensive side of the ball.
Stevie Drake just blew up that double, that reverse.
Reverse, didn't let the reverse happen. Got to the guy so quick. Nice read here by Tyler. Get the ball to Hunter there coming inside, and nice little kind of a man concept we usually use, but that time they stuck in zone and Tyler read to it, so that was good. And then this was Tyler, he's yelling at me from the sideline, hey, let's run this, this is there, and then he scampers in for a touchdown. So good eyes by him, good vision, good understanding of the system and what we're doing, and good read there and just making a big play. Again, this was a game for Devin Brenner, the way they want to play, running downhill. Just allows Devin to kind of get back there and make some plays.
Stevie Drake there, the rest of the defense doing a good job, and then back on the offensive side of things. Now, he didn't throw it much, 12 times, but Tyler extremely accurate, just under the 100 yards, and here did a good job of
buying some
time. Yeah.
And Trevor Hott makes a great catch here. He needed to make that too, because I had to call a timeout because of him the play before, I think. But we won't hold that against him because he made that catch. And nice. So this is the 3rd and 40 something here. You might see the board there at the end of it, but you don't have too many plays for 3rd and 44. So yeah, we ran a little draw and tried to get him to bite, and we still gained I think 20 yards, but still had 24 more to go.
24, yeah, no big
still
deal.
Not going to get there. Stevie Drake again, just great play there, overwhelming his guy and getting in the backfield, doing a great job. Again, he's having a big senior year as well.
Saw several different quarterbacks on Friday night out of Perry Meridian.
And then here, this is kind of into the game, and we're kind of trying to pull away a little bit and doing a good job up front, winning battles up front and opening holes for Braden Shrake. You saw how big that hole was there, and here's another one, I think, right here, just following Big Luke here and getting some yards, and again, trying to put this thing away. We already got 1 touchdown. Let's get down here. We got lucky on that one, I think. That was kind of a bang-bang play there. But get the ball to Hunter Stroud here, kind of on a student body left, if you will, and follow everybody into the end zone. And just, finishing drives. That's what we got to do and continue to do, especially when we see good teams down the road. And Braden Shrake with the pick there to kind of end things.
Might as well cap off his day there. The interception as well as the nearly 200 yards rushing on the night by Braden Shrake. Well, you mentioned seeing good teams down the road. You're going to see a good team up the road on Friday night when you travel to Mooresville, Hall of Fame head coach as well. So it's going to be a tough task coming up on Friday night against the Mooresville Pioneers.
I mean, Coach Gillen's is a great coach. He always has top teams year in, year out. They're known for their passing. They're known for what they do with that. But the quarterback, the Patterson kid's the real deal. You could argue he's the best player in the conference. He's a load. He's tough to bring down in the run game. I mean, I saw a thing in the Reporter Times where they're using him on 94% of their plays or something like that, where it's either throwing or rushing the ball. He'll probably catch a couple at some point too, but hopefully not this week. But no, he's legit. We got our hands full defensively, and we've struggled against this defense. I don't know what it is, but there's something about that they've done. Maybe we might be pressing too much. We might be doing things here and there, but for some reason we've struggled against their defense as well. So we're going to have our hands full, and we're going to have a great game and to go up there and beat a really good football team.
Well, when you start talking about Mooresville, you usually start with their Hall of Fame head coach, Mike Gillen, but not far behind is the guy you mentioned already, their quarterback, Nick Patterson, who seems like he's been there for quite some time. But they've had to tweak their offense just a little bit. They had an outstanding player, one of the best athletes in the conference, in Hogan Denny, who has not played the last couple of weeks, and that has definitely changed them a little bit offensively.
Yeah, no, they've had to change some things. The Denny kid's really, really good. I know they've got 2 or 3 other kids out too as well. I know one of their receivers got hurt early in the year. One of the running backs got hurt early in the year. So they've been battling the injury bug a little bit. But even when they change the offense, it's everyone knows where that ball's going. It's in number 9's hands, and he's either going to try and make a play with his feet or with his arm, and we just got to be there and do what we've been coached to do and kind of contain him, if you will.
We talk about it a little bit. Normally, when you've seen Mooresville, especially over the past couple of years, it's been the air raid, if you will. They throw it up, but he likes to run the football too, and I guess that's what we're going to see. What have you seen over the last couple of weeks out of them, outside of number 9, every single play? But what are we going to see? What they're going to try to do formation-wise, some scheme-wise stuff on Friday night against
they try and spread you out. They try and spread you out and take advantage of you taking guys out of the box and running the ball at Patterson. That's what they do. And they get that extra guy with the quarterback who can run. But in the passing game, it's the same stuff that Coach Gillen's done for years and had lots of success, lots of switch routes, lots of comebacks, lots of chair routes on the sidelines, up, come back and goes. He just does a really good job, and there's a reason why he's won however many games he's won, 350 some. I mean, I've been doing this for 40 some years. He's really good at what he does. So they're going to be tough to stop, and but everything kind of comes back to number 9, really.
You talk about Nick Patterson and the offense kind of revolving around number 9, and you'll see that on Friday night. But then defensively, you mentioned it as well. You guys have struggled a little bit over the past couple of years. Past couple of games with them defensively. What are you going to see out of them? What do they try to do that on the defensive side of the ball? Well,
they're a 3-4 defense, which is different from last year. Last year they were kind of a 4-2-5, 4-3, but they're really aggressive. They like to bring the heat. They like to blitz a little bit. They've got a couple really nice players. Defensive end, 48's really tough player. He gets after it. I think he's got 5 or 6 sacks on the year. Like their linebacker, number 21. He's real physical, real downhill player. So they got some guys that are really good football players. And then they're just sound. They don't do anything exotic. They don't do anything where they kind of trying to disguise things. They just kind of line up and play, and they're really good at what they do.
Mooresville, Martinsville, the matchup coming up on Friday night in that Mid-State Conference, trying to kind of clinch a share of the Mid-State Conference crown, so that's got to be just extra incentive along with the county rival and the Battle of the M as well on Friday
There's a lot on the line this Friday night for our kids, and we've talked about it, and not letting complacency set in, and making sure we're every day we step on the field, we're trying to get better and keep that 1-0 mentality. It's been working for 7 weeks now, so let's keep it rolling and let's be 1-0. Let's do everything we can to have a great Thursday practice, really tonight, and come out tomorrow and play a great game against a really good football team.
How has that practice gone this week for you guys?
It's been good. We've had a good week of practice. We really have. The kids are, we're loose. We're ready to go. I think they're excited for the opportunity. I think they feel like that they can go up there and we can beat a really good football team. And I think the confidence is high, but also there is a level of we got to do what we do and take care of the football and also out execute them.
Play with a little chip on the shoulder. I think the team plays a little bit better when they got that chip on their shoulder too, and you'll have it on Friday night when you head up there. Martinsville and the Pioneers from Mooresville coming up in a big Mid-State Conference matchup on Friday night. Get up there and support the Artesians as they battle the Mooresville Pioneers. As always, would like to thank the head coach, Brian Duggar, for coming in. The Artesians on the road, like we said, we won't be here next week with the fall break, but we will have the Plainfield live stream the following Friday as well. But as always, I'd like to thank the head coach, Brian Duggar, for coming in. For Coach Duggar, along with the QB room, once again, QB1 Tyler Atkins and QB2 Bo Dilley, they produce things for those students and Coach Duggar. I'm Eric Meyer. We'll see you again next time inside Martinsville Football.